Hello and welcome. I'm Conan Librarian, and today I'm going to be doing something kind of fun. If you've watched my other videos, you know I am all about EDC, Easy Dad Carry, and what I've got here is my Easy Dad Carry backup pouch. This is something I've actually been carrying now for a few weeks, and this is what I've been throwing in my pocket if I don't want to carry my bag or I'm not really going to be able to carry it somewhere. I can throw this in my pocket. I can throw this in the wife's purse. It's easy to grab if I need to. Now, it's a little bulkier than an Altoids tin, and it is not an Altoids tin of supplies. This is essentially backup tools, supplies, just a good thing to grab if I say don't have my knife on me or I don't have a multi-tool. It's my EDC backup go pouch. So I'm gonna go through real quick. I want to keep this under the length of my other videos, even though those I always seem to go over what I meant to in the first place. So I'm gonna go through it kind of quick. The pouch itself was about 12 bucks, and I actually got two of them. I like the tan one, the other is black, but I like the tan one because in contrast, I can see really what I have in there. You can see a lot of storage options, outside pouch, an inside pouch has a divider inside, and this outside sleeve. On the top here came with a really nice split ring. I threw instead on here this little carabiner. This carabiner, as small as it is, I want to say it is a little hard to see here, but carabiner, only a little bit over an inch, is still rated for about 100 pounds. So, as tiny as it is, can do a lot. The outside, just a little over a foot of paracord. Just that way, I've got some cordage with me, and it's an easy way to grab and fish this out of a pocket or a pouch or wherever I've got it. I'm going to start on the backside first. This is kind of the mini first aid pseudo toiletries kind of pouch. First thing, a rubber band. I personally love rubber bands. It's not a rager band, so it doesn't have all the same functions, but they're good for first aid. They're good for a lot of things. I've talked about rubber bands in my other videos. I like rubber bands. A dude wipe. In my bigger pouch, I carry a larger pack of these. This is just an individual one. I love dude wipes. I find a lot of the wipes that I've carried, they're not messy. They're easy to use. This one's mint chill, so nice and refreshing. Dude wipes, super nice. This is a mini first aid kit, so it's got, it's got inside of it both the tweezers and the toothpick from a little, this one's not Vitronox, it's a little hardware store ripoff Vitronox, but everyone's familiar with these little sack. But the toothpick and tweezers from that, so I have something to pick and tweeze with, and just prep wipe, some triple antibiotic. I will take a second here to say, like in every video, first aid is important. Make sure you have something in your home even that is more than just your medicine cabinet for boo-boos. Accidents that happen at the house can happen just as fast and be just as serious as ones that happen while you're hiking. I recently split my knuckle open while I was doing some yard work, and it looks pretty decent now, but this thing was a giant gaping hole in my knuckle. I couldn't even bend it without it wanting to split open. And if I didn't have the first aid kit that I have, honestly, I probably would have had to have gone to an urgent care to get something more done. But as it was, I was able to stop the bleeding easily, take care of it, and it healed up really quick. And as long as I keep treating it, it's not going to be too bad of a scar either. So first aid is important. This is just a minor scrape and boo-boo kit. Keep stuff clean, take care of something on the go. I have some band-aids to go with it. Again, just for little scrapes, nothing too serious. If I'm traveling somewhere, I have a good first aid kit in my car if I really need something more serious. So first aid, I'm always very serious about that. Little pill bag, I've shown these plenty before. Go out and get these. That's 50 of them for $2. Excuse me, as always, I am perpetually recovering from a chest cold. This is just some Advil and some kids' Tylenol. I usually have some stomach stuff in here too. Med carry, just like anything else, is about personal preference and what you are comfortable carrying and what you would use the most. So, not a ton in here, but usually I've got enough to get through a day, even if I need to supply the family. So, usually there's a couple more Advil in here and some stomach bug stuff as well. Some Write in the Rain paper. I've talked about this stuff ad nausea as well. Just, I love Write in the Rain paper for a couple reasons. One, if you need to take notes, say you're in an accident or say you need to pass information, whatever it is, paper, something tangible, is always going to be better than digital, in my opinion, if you need to pass along or save information. And this Write in the Rain means that I don't have to worry about turning into a pulpy mess if I happen to drop this somewhere. See if I have anything else. That's everything in the first aid toiletries kind of section. Boy. On the outside here, little bread tie. I actually use these a lot at work. I've used them more and more just for cable management, or if I'm doing crafts with the kids, or say you just need to, hold something temporarily, bind two things together real quick. A bread tie. It's nothing crazy, nothing super strong, but it's a good, quick, convenient marker too if you need to mark where you're reading something. On the outside, a couple things: a bobby pin for the wife and the daughter who have long hair and always need to do something with their hair. A quarter, because vending machines happen, or if I need to scrape something real quick, or I shop at Aldi's a lot, so if I need to get a shopping cart. And then a good split ring. This is actually the one that originally came on this pouch. I've talked about this a lot. I love split rings. They're a great EDC tool that when it's used, it means something is not going anywhere. And if you want to bind a bunch of stuff together, a split ring is good and tough and will keep it together. Excuse me, trying not to blow out my mic. So, the front main pouch. First thing is a flexible cable. I've talked about these a lot. I prefer flexible just because it means that I have a lot more options on how I can charge something and the spaces and the way I can fit things somewhere to charge them. So a good flexible charging cable. A sewing kit. I suppose this could go back in the toiletries, but something else. I realized this too when I was looking through this. I have recommended in the past, pre-thread your needle. I can barely thread a needle in good conditions, but if suddenly I need to thread this tiny thing to sew on a button, I am not going to be able to do that in emergency. So pre-thread your needle, but a little sewing kit. I've talked about this thing a lot too. You can get these little sewing kits. You can get a couple dozen of them for under $10. Sewing kits, always great because I'm always tearing stuff. In the front here, I like this little thing. You can see it has actually a little divider, so it makes putting things in here even more convenient. Go through real quick. There's some zip ties here, a couple 3-inch zip ties. Nice and quick way to bind stuff together, and if you need to make a bigger loop, zip ties. Another little split ring, so I can, if I want to put different tools together in a different way. Say I do end up using this carabiner in an emergency situation, and I want certain tools with other tools, I have yet another storage clasping attachment option. A couple different types of tape, some electrical tape and some Gorilla tape, great for overall repair, fabric or plastic. This is better for, I like this for cordage or electronics or patching over certain things. Both types of tape are great for, I think, a lot of different reasons. It's why I always like to have one of each. And they're just folded over on a old wax playing card, so they're not going to stick. And I'm going to be able to use these however I want. There's a couple feet of both. So tape, another super useful tool to have. I go through, I guess the front is a little more supplies and tools. More of these bread ties, just because they're free. I grab them by this fistful every time I go to the grocery. This is a little trick that I started using here recently. This is about 10 foot of 50-pound Kevlar cordage on a singular bread tie. So it's pretty easy. Cut out your piece, fold one end of your bread tie over, and then wind it up. Now, this, of course, took a long time. I'm not going to do a video of that. But once you get to the end, excuse me, once you get to the end, you just fold it over the top and you have a nice, convenient, cordage. And this is no bigger than a matchstick. Really, I've got another tool I'll compare it to, but a nice, easy, convenient way. And actually, this is about 8 feet of cord. I was able to open this, wind off a couple feet, cut it, and wind it right back up. I've not had this unravel. So hopefully this might be a trick that someone else would find useful as well. Good, easy, convenient way. I actually put one of these in my wallet too, so I always have cordage stored in a nice, easy corner of my wallet. All right, so to get to the tools, first off is the Night Fox Mini K3. I love this flashlight. Now, this is only 150 lumens. It's really nothing crazy, but it fits in here. It's a AAA, which I personally, when it comes to EDC, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I like something that I can drop a battery into because you don't always have a charging option. What I really like about this Night Fox, though, keep the battery backwards so I don't drain it on accident. First off, a lot of these small Night Fox come with this little rubber diffuser on it. So it has a flat bottom. I can turn it into a lantern. So this diffuser, well, I'll do this first. I can turn on the flashlight. It's just a twist flashlight. This diffuser goes right on there. And now I can set it and it becomes a lantern instead of just a directional light. What I really like about this flashlight, I turn it off and back on, it's brighter, and then brightest, and then back to dim if I want. Another neat feature about this, you'll see the diffuser glows in the dark. So if I'm using this in the dark and I drop it all of a sudden, being a black flashlight, I have a way to find it. Nice thing too about these Night Fox, you can see a quick twist got me a strobe, which is a neat safety feature, but also if I just push on the top, you see it lights up. So I have the ability to just do a quick little on, so it can be used one-handed. A couple other little features about this light. Just go online. I love this light. I recommend it to anyone looking for just a neat little carry. I like that it's got a backwards clip so I can stick it on my hat. Just a great little flashlight. Night Fox makes really cool little gear. So it's nothing crazy. It's not. This doesn't replace my own personal EDC preference when it comes to flashlights. But as far as a little backup flashlight, this thing is fantastic. Along the lines of mini tools, I talked about being able to grab this kit if I don't have a multi-tool, if I don't have my regular knife. This is the Kershaw Cinder. Now opening it up, this blade is only an inch long. Hold on a second. Excuse me, is only an inch long, but the ergonomics of this blade mean that when I grab it and I cut, because it curves out like this, I'm not worried about scraping my knuckles against whatever I might be cutting. This bottle opener here and this lanyard hole here makes this thing long enough that I can conveniently grip it with 3 fingers now. I don't have the largest mitts, and maybe someone with bigger hands is going to find this thing no better than a toothpick. But I love this little knife, and I've used it plenty of times. The blade's nice and sharp. What I really like is it actually has a thumb stud, so I can open this conveniently one-handed. It's got this inline lock. I'm just a big fan of this blade, and this thing was no more than, I think, $10. So between these two items, it really kind of, as I've used them more, I've purposefully left my tools or flashlight at home, just to kind of see what kind of use I can get out of stuff like this. Has really made me think more and more about what I carry, why I carry it, and what I can carry and still feel convenient having, or still feels convenient rather to have. Now, again, these are not going to replace But at the same time, I can comfortably use both of these and still feel like I can navigate through my everyday. And neither of these break the bank. Uh, Another tool, well, kind of tool, a pen. This is just a pen cartridge of, it was a little like 3-4 inch EDC pen, and because I didn't want to carry the whole pen itself, I just stole the cartridge out of it. Good, easy, tough. It's not amazing. It's not right in the rain. The pen itself is not right in the rain, but it slips in here and disappears. I've done the same thing with my wallet. I carry one of these so that way I always have something to write with, even though I usually have an EDC pen. It's a good backup to have something like this just tucked away that disappears. A lighter, 1,000 reasons to use a lighter and carry a lighter. I don't smoke, but I end up using a lighter all the time for various things, whether it's on cordage, obviously starting fires, different things. A lighter, super convenient. Just a rubber band on there to keep it from triggering and, spending all its fuel and filling my pocket with fuel fumes. Another little tool here, eyeglasses, screwdriver. I just love how compact this thing is. And if I want to, I can put it on a key ring to carry with me. It's just a great little tool. You can get 3 or 4 of these for, again, $10. Nothing in here is too crazy expensive because I don't want to carry and I don't need to spend a ton of money on a bunch of stuff when it's really practical and still decent quality. So, little mini screwdriver. I have those everywhere because I'm always breaking my glasses, it feels like. The last, is that the last? Well, no, I'll do this kind of together here. 2 tools. One is an actual little pocket keychain Phillips head because, it's not going to fix glasses, but this thing is just nice to have so that way I don't have to pull out a full tool. Phillips is the most common screw that I deal with when I'm out and about or dealing with something around the house. This has good leverage, and the thing I find a lot is even on a lot of tools, a decent Phillips is hard to find unless I'm carrying something much bigger. So, a decent Phillips head little screwdriver bit. If I want more leverage, I can always put something through here and give myself more leverage, or I can use this tool itself, the pliers, to get more leverage as well. And that brings me to the mini tool itself. The Gerber dime. So this is not the most popular, and there's a lot of flaws to this tool, but you can see I've had it for a while. I've banged the heck out of it. This has been my go-to pocket tool for a long time for a lot of reasons. I really like this tool. For me personally, 2 big features. One, it's got tweezers stored in it. Not a lot of multi-tools, even regular tools, have tweezers stored. I use the tweezers a lot on myself, for my kids who seem to get splinters magically all the time. I like that the bottle opener, and maybe this is not for everyone, but the bottle opener is on the outside, so I don't have to open a multi-tool to use one of the easy functions. I mean, I would say this is a perfect backyard multi-tool. Again, I really like this for a lot of its functionality. This is a tool I'm very comfortable with and know how to use and have used the hell out of it. I really like it in this kit because it really does fit perfectly. It's not too big. It's not too heavy. Gerber dime. Again, EDC is about what you find useful and what you would use. So a lot of people prefer the squirt over the Gerber or another tool like that. Personally, I say carry what you like, and I really like the dime. So that, I believe, is everything. So I hope, as always, this video has provided some ideas of what you might find useful. Maybe showed off a couple things you hadn't seen before. Like I said, this little Kershaw symbol, fantastic tiny little blade. The Night Fox Mini K3, just a fantastic little flashlight. And this way of storing cordage. So, yeah, I hope I already said this, but that this inspires anybody for anything when it comes to EDC. EDC isn't about spending a ton of money. The most expensive thing here is this Gerber dime at, I think right now it retails at like 25 bucks. When I bought this one, it was 15. They go up and down. You can get them on sale. But EDC isn't about carrying the craziest, coolest gear. It's about carrying what is convenient for you. It's about getting you through your day. So please, if you would, subscribe, like, share this video, and comment. I respond to all comments. I love to chat. I love to share. I love ideas and criticisms or things you point out or things that you think suck. Let me know. We only grow as a community when we share knowledge and when we really interact with each other. So, thank you again for spending your time with me. As always, be safe, be prepared, and have a great day.